Released in 1939, Gone with the Wind is one of the most iconic films in Hollywood history, set against the backdrop of the American Civil War and the Reconstruction period. Directed by Victor Fleming and based on Margaret Mitchell's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, the movie tells the epic story of Scarlett O'Hara, a strong-willed Southern belle whose life is turned upside down by the war, love, and personal loss. The film has become a cornerstone of American cinema, known for its sweeping narrative, unforgettable characters, and emotional depth. At the beginning of the film, Scarlett O'Hara, played by Vivien Leigh, is introduced as the epitome of a Southern belle, beautiful, confident, and spoiled. She lives on her family's plantation, Tara, in Georgia, where she enjoys a privileged life with her doting father and a host of servants. Scarlett is completely enamored with Ashley Wilkes, Leslie Howard, a handsome young man who has been courting her for years. Though Scarlett is the darling of every eligible bachelor in the South, her heart is set on Ashley. She believes their love is destined, and she dreams of a future with him. However, Scarlett's world is shattered when Ashley announces his engagement to Melanie Hamilton, Olivia de Havilland, a sweet and gentle woman whom Scarlett also considers a friend. Overwhelmed by grief, Scarlett refuses to accept the reality and tries to win Ashley's love, even though he is already committed to Melanie. She hides her feelings behind a facade of graciousness, but internally she is devastated. This heartbreak begins to shape her into the determined, independent woman she will become throughout the rest of the film. The Civil War soon breaks out, and the Southern way of life begins to disintegrate. Scarlett watches as the world she has always known is torn apart. The war brings devastating changes to the South, and the plantation economy collapses. Scarlett's father dies, leaving her family in financial ruin. As the war intensifies, Scarlett refuses to succumb to defeat. She is determined to keep Tara intact, no matter the cost. Scarlett's personal growth begins during this period of crisis. She finds herself having to take on the responsibilities of managing Tara and looking after her family. She works hard to maintain the plantation's survival. In a desperate attempt to secure her family's financial future, Scarlett agrees to marry Frank Kennedy, Carol Nye, Melanie's sister's fiancé, who has inherited a store. Scarlett doesn't love Frank, but she sees him as a means to an end: financial security. This pragmatic decision marks a significant shift in Scarlett's character, showing her resourcefulness and determination to survive, even if it means sacrificing her own happiness. Amidst the war, Scarlett's life becomes further entangled with Rhett Butler, Clark Gable, a charming and cynical man who has little regard for the South's ideals. Rhett is a maverick who sees the flaws in Scarlett's obsession with Ashley, and he is unafraid to challenge her views. While Scarlett is consumed by her love for Ashley, Rhett offers her a more realistic and practical perspective on life. His attraction to Scarlett is evident from the start, but she refuses to acknowledge it as she remains fixated on Ashley. Rhett's approach to love is not idealistic. He is grounded, and this contrast with Scarlett's romanticized view of Ashley draws them together in a complex, volatile relationship. As the war rages on, Scarlett's efforts to rebuild Tara intensify. She returns to the plantation, which has suffered severe damage. Despite the overwhelming odds, Scarlett works tirelessly to restore Tara to its former glory, showing her unrelenting determination and resilience. During this time, Scarlett's relationship with Rhett deepens. He continues to offer his support, and eventually they marry, though Scarlett's heart is still caught up with Ashley. Rhett, too, is frustrated by Scarlett's obsession with Ashley and her inability to acknowledge the depth of his love for her. Their marriage is turbulent, filled with passion, misunderstandings, and emotional upheaval. Scarlett's emotional journey comes to a head when Melanie, who has always been a source of quiet strength for Scarlett, dies after giving birth to her child. This loss is a devastating blow to Scarlett, and it forces her to confront the truth about her feelings. In the aftermath of Melanie's death, Scarlett finally realizes that her true love has always been Rhett, not Ashley. However, by this point, Rhett is fed up with Scarlett's behavior and leaves her, heartbroken and disillusioned. The iconic line, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn," marks the painful end of their relationship. Scarlett is left alone, with her dreams shattered. She has lost both Rhett and her idealized vision of the world she once lived in. Despite this, Scarlett remains determined. She tells herself that she will fight for a future, no matter the cost. The final scenes of the film are filled with Scarlett's unyielding resolve. As Rhett walks away, she gazes into the future, convinced that she will win him back. She ends with the famous line, "Tomorrow is another day," signifying her refusal to accept defeat and her commitment to moving forward. Scarlett's journey throughout the film is one of personal growth. She begins as a naive, selfish girl who is obsessed with the idea of Ashley's love, and by the end, she is a woman who understands the true meaning of love, loss, and survival. Scarlett has lost much along the way, her first love, her illusions, and even the man she truly loved. But in the end, she emerges stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever to rebuild her life. It is through her journey that the film explores the themes of resilience and the human spirit, as Scarlett fights not only for Tara, but also for her own sense of identity and future. Gone with the Wind is not just a tale of love and heartbreak, it is a reflection on the changing South, the destruction of the Old South, and the complexities of survival in a world that has been torn apart by war. The film also examines the inner conflict of its characters, particularly Scarlett, whose desires, motivations, and actions shape the course of her life. Scarlett's relationship with Rhett is the emotional heart of the film. Their love story is marked by love, betrayal, misunderstanding, and ultimately, heartbreak. Despite their flaws, Scarlett and Rhett's bond is one of the most compelling in film history. One of the most powerful aspects of Gone with the Wind is the legacy of its characters. Scarlett O'Hara, as portrayed by Vivien Leigh, is one of cinema's most unforgettable characters. Her transformation from a naive Southern belle to a hardened survivor is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Similarly, Clark Gable's portrayal of Rhett Butler is one of the most iconic performances in film history. His portrayal of a man who is both cynical and vulnerable, charming and disillusioned, adds depth and complexity to the character. The film also features stunning visuals that have become ingrained in the public consciousness. The grand sets, the dramatic burning of Atlanta, and the sweeping landscapes all contribute to the film's epic scope. The emotional depth of the performances, combined with the breathtaking visuals, creates a powerful cinematic experience that has left a lasting impact on audiences. Despite its undeniable legacy, Gone with the Wind has faced criticism over the years, particularly for its portrayal of slavery and the Old South. Critics have pointed out that the film romanticizes the South and overlooks the harsh realities of slavery. Nevertheless, the film remains an important part of cinema history, sparking discussions about the complexities of history, race, and the portrayal of the South in popular media. In conclusion, Gone with the Wind is not just a love story, but a story of survival, resilience, and personal growth. Scarlett O'Hara's journey through heartbreak, loss, and self-discovery serves as a reflection of the strength of the human spirit. The film continues to captivate audiences with its unforgettable characters, sweeping narrative, and emotional depth. Gone with the Wind will forever be remembered as one of the greatest films in history. What movie should we recap next? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more classic movie recaps.